All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing another Reddit video, another unpopular opinions. Um, Last week I did one. We're going to be doing another one for today. We're going to be doing a unpopular opinions, just checking out on Reddit random opinions, and they're unpopular. So excuse me, I'm gonna just be simply making my own opinion, seeing if I agree or disagree. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's get straight to it. Things that I'm trying to find some interesting ones, for sure. Trying to find some decent ones I can get, something that kind of stands out. Just Okay. Okay. I do want to find something like good. I don't know. Let's just find something good. Harry Potter was never good. Only doing something people disingenuous. Okay. Photoshopping. Okay. Fast food is now appropriately priced. So delaying a video game release isn't cool. Oh, I guess we could start off with this one. Delaying a video game release isn't cool. Whenever it's delayed, people will say it's good that the developers want to polish the game to a better state. Suddenly, commitment doesn't matter. Suddenly, it's okay to set a closer release date that deep inside they know it's not realistic, just to create the hype to make the game the people pre-order. Excuse me. I work a full-time job. If I miss a deadline for myself and something that I promised my boss, I won't receive compliment for doing it better. Whatever I promised, I should do it on time, and I should always deliver good work. This is simple, basic and simple. If I need more time to begin with, I shouldn't have promised a date that isn't realistic. I'm assuming you made this opinion after you heard that GTA 6 is not coming out until May of 2026. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. The game that will never fucking drop has a date, or has a month, and it has a date till next year in May. We have to wait an entire year for GTA 6 to potentially drop. Mind you, GTA 6 has been in the work for how many years? 12 years. Next year will be 13 motherfucking years since GTA 6 could potentially release. I mean, everyone is making memes about fucking GTA 6, this and that. Oh my god, everything is happening before GTA 6 comes out. Yeah, it's frustrating. Look, I'm not a big video game person. I don't really play GTA, so this is not something that is gonna make me stay up. This is not gonna give me trouble sleeping at night, but it is definitely frustrating to get a date and not be promised that to come on the date. You know what I mean? Like, for them to give for a company as big as Rockstar Games to give us a date for a very highly anticipated video game, and they don't end up giving it around the same time, might as well just don't give us a fucking date. When you give us a date, give us the date. Like fucking ASAP Rocky said he was gonna drop the album last August. He gave us August 20 something, or August 30th he was gonna drop the album. It's May of 2025 and he still hasn't dropped the fucking album. People, when they just give you dates and they just don't drop it, it's just frustrating. Like, what is the point of giving us the fucking date? Because you're saying but they're taking their time. They're trying to make sure that the album or that the game is in a better state, or that they're trying to make it as much as best as they possibly can. Okay, that's good and all, but if it's not ready, don't give us a fucking date. Like, shut the hell up. How about that? Just how about that? Don't do that to us. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that to us. Let's find someone. People using sports nicknames. you don't know wait, people using sports people's nicknames. Okay, wait, hold on. You don't know the sports person. They're not your mate. You didn't go to the school together. Don't use their nickname in conversation about the sport. Use their name. Perhaps this is an Australia only thing where it is common to give nicknames to people. Edit, I should clarify. I didn't consider natural shortening of names. I'm talking more about when they change the name and it sounds personal. People, it was a fun post, all in good fun. I didn't say I was right, and I'm not bitter. It's just a friendly shit hanging. No need to attack. Remember the name of the sub. I can't use a person's nickname? Like, I don't have to call them their fucking names. Why? If they have a nickname and they want to be called by their nickname, go ahead. Be their fucking guest. Some people rather be being called their nickname than their actual name. Like, in sports it's not really like usually people refer to the athletes, you know what I mean, more than the nicknames. But like, for example, like, yeah, again, here, American here, so I can't call Shaq Shaq. I have to say Shaquille O'Neal every time. Yes, unless you're an asshole. Like, this is so stupid. I can't call Shaq Shaq. Why not? That's his fucking nickname, and we could use it. Why can we not use it? Because you rather just be proper about it, bro. I'm not gonna say Shaquille O'Neal all the time. Like, just fucking LeBron. LeBron is Bron, LeBron, or whatever. Michael Jordan, MJ, or just say Jordan. Steph Curry, like, whatever the fucking, the Greek Freak. It's just a different way. It's just a different way of expression. Just saying people's nicknames instead of saying their fucking names. It's just more interesting, you know. Fucking The Answer. I like calling, or AI. I can't say Allen. I have to say Allen Iverson. I can't just say AI. You know. I like, what is that? Like, come on. Like, stop it. Bleach smell is amazing. Wow. I need validation, because why is this an unpopular opinion? I just love the smell of cleanliness, I suppose, but it just smells very crisp and fresh. The people around me will never understand, but maybe the internet will. Side note, I know it's bad for you. I don't actively seek the smell of bleach, you know, but whenever I encounter it, I always have to sigh because it's so good. That shit is fucking strong. Like, it is it literally cleans so fucking well that, like, it just disintegrates everything in its path. That even when you smell it, I feel like my nose is gonna fucking disintegrate just smelling that shit. It's like, damn, when I'm cleaning the bathroom and shit, I have to pour a little bit of bleach on, like, the counter area in the corners of, like, the bathroom tub or whatever, so I can remove all the black spots. I just see that shit pouring, and it fucking kills, and it just disintegrates everything. And then I just take I don't even smell, like, you getting the bottle? Wait a minute, hold on. Are you smelling the bleach smell because it's just, you know, obviously it's just there? Or are you literally having the bottle of bleach and you're smelling it, like, up to here? That's the question. That's fucking insane. You are not about to tell me you fucking get a bottle of bleach and you're just going ham on that shit. You just pour it on the fucking bathroom or whatever, and that shit is the entire room is gonna smell like bleach, and it's gonna smell heavy. It's a strong ass fucking smell. It's too much. It's too much for me. No, thank you. I like the smell of gasoline. Anyway, I actually do like the smell of gasoline. Me personally, I do like the smell of gasoline. Very toxic, obviously, but you know, it actually doesn't smell bad, in my opinion. Hold on. hold the fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not gonna be reading all this, but this one seems pretty interesting. Driver's licensing standards are extremely lax, and as a consequence of that loose standard, harmful. Certified drivers for public roadway usage based on a test that barely asks for a minimal competency, competency, I believe, is a recipe for disaster or a recipe for failure. Okay, some repair drivers are asked to parallel park and they say that they use the mounted but never return back in the day. Like, I'm not 30 years old. What the fuck? Okay, so basically saying that the standards to get your driver's license should be a little bit more difficult because it just feels like anyone has a fucking car and just drives around like a fucking maniac, and based off of a test that literally you could just copy, and obviously you got to do the driver's license, the test itself, just you driving yourself, but anybody can kind of like ace it and then kind of just do their own shit afterwards when they're alone and driving on their own. It really is like a fake. It's like a facade, literally. It's like you can fake it till you make it. Like this is a perfect example. Like literally you can fake it till you make it to get the license. Honestly, it is very much possible that you can literally kind of don't know how to drive to get a license. In some way or another, yes, you do. You obviously have to take the test. You got to take the driving test. But there's certain things that you wouldn't do on the test because you know you shouldn't do it, and you know that if you do it, you're going to fail. And then they proceed to do it. They pass the test. They get the license, and then they're headed off fucking driving home in the most reckless way fucking possible. There's people here in fucking Miami who are some of the biggest bastards in the world driving in the city of Miami. It is so fucking frustrating, infuriating to see how many fucking people don't give a shit, a flying fuck. They're not cautious of anybody. And again, like you mentioned, it is a very harmful thing because not only you put your dumbass in danger, you put others in danger. And then it becomes a situation where I have to get involved because you fucking got me involved into it. And then your dumbass got involved because you had to be a dumbass and fucking start swerving into lanes, just doing your own thing, thinking you have the biggest dick in the world and thinking that you own the damn streets. I get it. I do think it should be a little bit more strict to get a driver's license because especially here driving in Miami, it just feels like anybody just has a fucking license. Anybody just fucking, they're just handing them out. At this point, it just feels like you're fucking handing it out to people like a fucking free coupon. Like it's just a fucking coupon at Publix where you just fucking take it out of the like those, like when you go to like a supermarket, they have like those little coupons on like the fucking freezers or whatever, and you just peel it off, and then free coupon, free fucking yogurt for $1.50 or whatever the fuck. It just feels like you just take it and go. Like that's how it feels like to me. Certain people, that's how they got their fucking license. Just I don't know. Did they steal that shit? I don't even know. I am generally curious to see or want to know how a lot of people, especially here in Miami, got their fucking license, because it's definitely very concerning on how people just, yeah, I mean, for sure. Okay, another opinion. Let's see. Vacations as an adult is far more stressful than relaxing. For the past month, my partner and I have been trying to plan a trip for our kids. Between kids, that's a key word here. Between trying to get the best bang of your buck, okay, and making sure that this vacation is a memorable one is so stressful. The thought of being on one of the trip itself and dealing with things like lines, deciding where to go to eat every day, worrying about the car rental, etc., makes us not even want to go. Yes, kids are a factor in this, but even in vacations I've been taken without them, hasn't been anywhere as enjoyable as when I was a kid myself. Um, let's see this point here. Hold on. This is kind of interesting. That's because you're overdoing it. A lot of people are saying it's because you have kids. That could be a big factor, yes. And yeah, vacation with kids is harder than without. But when you're also stressing yourself out and trying to do too much, that obviously becomes a bigger issue. I booked my family at a hotel on the beach with the pool, hot tubs, breakfast included, and a kitchen for 5 days. Found a water park nearby for one day when the ocean is inevitably too rough, and looked at the local Reddit for some restaurant ideas. Bam, all done. I feel very relaxed and can't wait until it's time for my vacation. I think it's good to just honestly, like, yes, vacations, obviously you have to plan out certain things, and it definitely requires being a fucking adult. You're not the kid where you're just there. You're just enjoying it. You're gonna be on your fucking phone or your iPad, or you're just gonna be in the water the whole time. Obviously, as an adult, you have to be supervising, taking care of your kids, making sure that you're having fun, making sure that they're having fun first, making sure that you're having fun, that your partner's having fun, or whoever else is with you. There's a lot of things to get done, but I feel like if you just kind of get stuck in your head and get too stressed out about it, obviously it's gonna be more stressful. Obviously, if you're just overdoing it and you're just constantly thinking, but I gotta do this, I gotta do this again, and also take it day by day. You don't gotta plan out the whole. If there's something that you have to plan out days in advance, weeks in advance, okay, sure, but not everything has to be planned out. The days before, like, to go out to eat somewhere, that shit could be decided a fucking hour before you actually go to that place. Like, there's certain small things there, like, again, deciding where to eat, whatever the case may be, depending on what the vacation is. There's certain things you could just come up with a plan that day of. Of course, there's some things you have to take care of and make sure that you're prepared for the day before, or a couple days in advance. But y'all acting like y'all gotta fucking have the whole goddamn thing ready, the whole week planned out. And if there's not something planned, then oh no, everything, all hell breaks loose. Like, no, I don't think that should be the case. I think, yes, if you're overdoing it, yes, of course you're gonna be stressing yourself out, and you don't want to be doing that. But it's a vacation. Try to aim for relaxation. It ain't gonna be as relaxing for you than as for the kids, because they're fucking kids, and obviously they don't gotta fucking they don't gotta pay for shit. They don't gotta. Oh my god, pool, yes. Fun. That's all they give a fuck about. That's all they're gonna do. They're not gonna be responsible for anything. So obviously for kids, why is this shit not working? Damn. It's different. Obviously, a kid fun and adult fun. You're an adult. You gotta be more responsible. You can't be the fucking kid and just not do anything. Okay. People should be more open about the desire to show up. Oh, god damn. Okay. All right. Why play it off like, ooh, it's just because I like it. I don't care if other people notice. This is particularly about physical appearance, clothes, accessories, because car people are a whole different topic. Okay. For example, my coworker, who normally dresses conservatively, said that she lost some weight recently and is dressing in skin-tight clothing. I'm loving the new confidence, and clearly she is feeling herself. I made a comment like, ooh, showing off for the boys, because she was extra flirty walking through the warehouse and taking the extra long route back to her area. I was teasing, but she was super offended. saying she was doing it for herself, then why the need to ensure everyone sees? I personally don't mind and think it's great when someone feels proud of something and wants others to celebrate their joy, but why pretend that isn't your goal? If it's really just for your enjoyment, why go out for the ways to show others? Be honest that you want people to acknowledge your hotness or your cool accessories, or who gives a fuck if it comes off as vain? Law. People should be honest with themselves and others if they want to acknowledge for something they're proud of. Fake modesty is cringe. That's actually a pretty good fucking point. I think people who just kind of shrug it off and be like, oh, I just like it, I don't care. I think they just maybe don't like the attention. Either they're very humble and or try to play off as being humble, and they kind of don't want to make it such a big deal. Like, oh, it's not no big deal. Like, whatever. I'm just wearing it because I want to, and that's fine. But it's also fine to say, hey, I want to wear this because I think I look great. I look amazing. Now, does someone needs to give a fuck if I look good or not? No, the fuck they don't. If you like the way I look, if you like the way I'm wearing this fucking dress, say so. And if I don't, and if you don't, fuck off. Like, that doesn't matter. You said it's for yourself, so you shouldn't care what other people think about that dress that you're wearing, or whatever the case may be. I do think people just kind of don't want to make it into a big deal, and they just kind of shrug it off, and they're just like, eh. And some people, I feel like for example, me, like if someone told me like, oh yeah, you're wearing that shit, like, yo, bro, like, but it also depends. It also depends like who it is. Like, if it was one of my homeboys, like, let's say like I'm going to prom or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and the boys are like, yo, that fucking suit on you that shit looks good, man. You looking clean as a motherfucker. Damn. For the boys, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm popping out. I'm looking my best, and I can feel more comfortable kind of showing off and feeling myself. Now, if it was a girl, I would kind of not be so like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, whatever. It's just, nah, it's something light. It's just a calm little fit. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little fucking. It's just a suit. You look good though, girl. You look great. Like, you kind of just. For me, I kind of just don't really mind it. Don't really show too much attention towards me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just simply, I feel comfortable enough wearing it. And look, if you think I look good wearing it, you can tell me. I don't mind. Compliment me. That's fine. I don't. That's cool. I will take it, even if I don't make it seem like, oh my god, thank you. Oh my god, yes, I do look good. I will respect your compliment either way, even if I don't make it into a big deal. Some people just don't want the attention, and some people just kind of want to, maybe they don't want to sound like they're fucking ignorant and just being like, oh yeah, I know on them shit. I know I look good. Like, you don't have to tell me. Like, maybe they don't want to sound like that, but that doesn't automatically make you sound conceited, though. To be completely honest with you, it doesn't make you sound like that. Depends. Hold the fucking phone. Hold the fucking phone, man. Yeah, damn, man. Jesus. Damn, like it's like I almost got to sneeze, but I don't got to sneeze at the same time. Hold on. Okay. Let's move on. Holy shit. All right, fucking let's go. Okay. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. This is okay. Let's do this one. Actually, okay. It is not rude to walk through people taking pictures on a sidewalk or any walkway. It's extremely rude for people to expect crowds to walk around them, though. Instagram and the internet are not real life. Stop inconveniently all of society for your stupid bad photos. Please, everyone, walk through all the people taking up whole walkways. I can't fucking read. Jesus Christ, to take photos. If you ask people to take photos of you and it's right smack in the way of people, you are a lame ass. I mean, like, to be honest with you, sometimes it is a little like, did you really have to take a fucking photo, like, right there? Like, there's some people that just decide, oh yeah, let me just fucking take a photo in the middle of a walkway where obviously people are walking. And in that case, it's like, okay, you don't own the fucking, you know what I mean? You don't own the damn walkway. You're kind of just in the middle. It's just kind of being cautious. Just being kind of, what's that word? Fucking, you're just not cautious. Like it's fucking dangerous. But just being aware, like courteous. It's just being courteous, you know? Just simply seeing, like, hey, people are walking through. Maybe take a photo where there aren't many people walking through. But then also it's like, you expect, if you're doing that, you expect people to not walk through you, so that they don't take photos of you when people are just walking through the damn photo. I mean, obviously, if I see somebody taking a photo and I'm walking to their direction, I'm not gonna walk through the photo. That's just me. I'll walk around. I don't fucking care. I'm not trying to potentially be someone's fucking worst enemy, or someone's fucking pissed at me because, oh, look at that asshole. I was taking a picture and he didn't even bother trying to walk around, and he just walked through the fucking photo. What a piece of shit. Like, I don't want to be someone's fucking super villain just because I walked through their photo, because I didn't give a fuck that they were taking a photo, and I'm just walking. That's all I'm doing. I'm just walking to get to where I need to go. It just becomes this whole fucking deal. I'll be cautious, not courteous enough to just walk around past it and not have to bother them, because I don't want to be in the fucking photo either. That's not even my thing. I don't even want to be in the fucking photo either. But just you know, just find a space that you can take the photo and not have to worry about people walking through. And for the people who are taking photos in the walkways, obviously, like, don't make it seem like you're not expecting people to walk through. Like, not everyone's gonna be courteous enough to just walk around. Like, not everyone's gonna be like that. Hold on, shit. Hold on, your resume should be one page to submit. Ooh, whoa, this is a, whoa, hold on. This one's interesting. Okay. Being a kid sucks. I know a lot of people look back on childhood like it's the best, most easiest years of someone's life, but I feel like this is just rose-colored glasses. In reality, being a kid sucks. When you're a kid, no one listens to you. They don't value your opinions or what you have to say. You have to follow the rules of others and often don't understand why. You don't know who you are and who other people are. You are trouble understanding basic things like your own emotions, and in my experience, everything is more painful when it's the first time and you don't understand it. I don't know. Like, adults have so much more freedom and understanding and a lot more respect. Like, that's so much better. I take responsibility in having a job over being told ridiculous rules and never having my opinion considered every day. There are definitely more, but I'm sure you can think of some yourself, and I don't want this to be too long. Okay, this is pretty fucking interesting. But, I mean, just being a kid, right? obviously you look at life, like you look at life itself. You have the stages. Your mom brings you to planet Earth. She is she's your personal fucking Uber. She delivers you, births you, you know, and ascends you here. She puts you here on planet Earth. She makes you a possible human being to live a full, healthy life. Hopefully, right? And obviously, you have to start slow. You have to start, from being a fucking newborn baby, an infant, a toddler, to fucking, a child, then growing up to becoming a teenager, adapting, and then slowly becoming a young adult. Then eventually you become an adult. You have all the responsibilities in the world that you have to take care of. There's a lot of things that are amazing of being a kid. Obviously, what is it? You don't gotta worry about things as a kid that you gotta worry about as an adult. You don't got much responsibilities. When you're a kid, your responsibilities are pretty much just fucking school. Don't do stupid... Well, to a certain extent, don't do certain stupid things. Because, of course, as a kid, naturally, you're going to be doing stupid shit anyways. And the consequences won't be as bad if you were to do it as an adult, obviously. But still, trying to avoid making stupid mistakes as much as you can. You're still going to make those mistakes. Adults make a ton of stupid mistakes still. So, it's just a part of being a kid. When you're a kid, no one listens to you. I think that's... It's tough because that's kind of the point. You're a kid. You're just starting to learn what life is. You're just starting to learn what it is to live and trying to... You have to have guidance. You have to have people that really make you and adapt you into a person yourself. Like, you can't develop as a human being on your own. You need to have guidance. You need to have people to lead you to that path, to become the person that you are. Without my parents, who the fuck am I? Like, I'm just a random... What am I? Without my parents raising me to be a good person, to have good manners, all this, blah, 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 that values, those traditions, those values, those things that they've taught me at a very young age, that's something that's being developed, and that's something that's stuck with me since being a kid. And obviously now that I'm a young adult, it just stays there, and it just continues to grow and grow. It's like, well, yeah, no one listens to you is a little bit kind of harsh, but also, like, even if you look at it as a harsh thing, well, you kind of just don't really have a choice. What are you gonna do? You can't let a kid take over the world. You can't let a kid just make their own decisions, because worse things are gonna happen. If you let a fucking kid think that he owns the streets when he doesn't know shit, and he doesn't have guidance to help him out, how is he ever gonna learn? He's gonna have to learn the hard way by seeing the consequences. That's not, that a kid doesn't want to mess up and not know why they mess up. At least if when kids make mistakes and their parents tell them you're grounded or you did this, and the reason why you did this and the reason why it's a bad thing, you did this because of blah, 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 blah. You know why you messed up. You know why you shouldn't do it, and here are the consequences. This is why you should never do it again. It's a lesson. There's certain things you got to be taught as a kid, and you have to just start adapting it at a very young age. You're not expected to know anything as a kid. You're expected to just learn how to be able to live life through. Like, they don't value your opinions because you're still not very educated. To a certain extent. I mean, yes, you're still learning things, like, you can have your opinions on certain things, and kids can be very fucking smart at a very young age and be able to think for themselves, but they also have kind of like a one-dimensional way of thinking. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, right? They're not critical thinking just yet. They're not able to critical think yet. If it's a fucking 8-year-old, I'm not expecting an 8-year-old to tell me certain things and have an open mind about it. He's just gonna tell me how he feels, and that's it. Like, I think this is right. I think this is wrong because this and that. But he's not open minded to tell me, oh, but this could also be good or this could also be bad. You're a kid. You kind of just think one thing is that, and then that's that, because you're taught that either way or whoever. Look, you grow up, you're able to learn, you're able to adapt, you're able to experience life, and throughout the ups and downs, that's what just makes you as a person. Yes, as an adult, you already know what you did as a kid and all the stupid shit that I did as a kid to never fucking do it ever again. But if I didn't have guidance as a kid, if I didn't have good parenting to tell, or just people that have decency to tell me, hey, why the fuck did you do this? You don't know? Okay. Well, it's unfortunate, but you did this. You have to suffer the consequences, and you need to know why this is a bad thing, so you know that you shouldn't do this ever again. That way, as an adult, there's less things to worry about from the mistakes that you did as a kid. You know, it's just something that just kind of, you know, as an adult, you're already going to have to go through so much shit that you have to worry about because you have all these responsibilities and you have so much shit that you already have to take care of, that as a kid, it gives you more time to just mess up. Oh, I know what I did was wrong. Okay, never do that again. It's just kind of like that. I mean, yeah. And also, yeah, this comment also kind of brings up some facts here. Being a kid sucks at times. It's great at times. Being an adult sucks at times. It's also great. Truthfully, adults still have rules, and a lot still haven't figured out who they are. There's still a bunch of things that, and also, obviously, it also depends, obviously, how you're raised. You know, that's obviously very important, you know. I know that, obviously, for a lot of people, being a kid sucks. Those are probably the people that will tell you, because those are probably, you know, unfortunately kids, or when they were kids, they were probably abused, or in a household where it was very toxic, again, very abusive, whatever the case may be, or certain things happen, or a lack of good good parenting, or maybe just, you know, the lack of a mom or the lack of a father figure, you know, made them into a, you know, made their child, or be getting bullied. Like, there's certain things that, like, from a person to say that being a kid sucks, I personally can't say. For me, my childhood was really good, you know. But again, that's how I was raised. I was raised with good fucking parenting, even though it was definitely far from fucking perfect, and definitely we had to go through a lot of fucking ups and downs. Especially my mom, you know, she's had to go through so many fucking ups and downs in her relationships, but still, you know, she still was able to raise me right, raise me properly, and obviously I would not become the person that I am without her, mostly. I mean, I could take certain things from my father, and my stepfather, but it's really my mom doing this whole fucking mission here. To just be honest, it's really my mom doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this two person operation here. But yeah, it's just, there's definitely a lot of good things in both ways. But you know, hearing for someone say like being a kid sucks. Yeah, unfortunately, it's usually from people who, you know, didn't have a good childhood. From, you know, a lack of a parent or a role model in their life, or just, you know, they come from abusive households, or whatever the case may be. Those people are obviously going to be the ones who, you know, are traumatized. You know, they're certain things in their childhood, you know, it will trigger them when they get older, and things just kind of, they look back on it and start to realize, like, oh shit, you know, this shit sucks. It sucks, man. For sure. Okay, perfect. Okay, I was just reading a message. That was a pretty interesting one. I did like that one. I was kind of, went back and forth with it, because I definitely agree. to a certain extent both ways, but it just depends. Okay. Okay, this is kind of interesting. Um, Middle school should be 4 years, and high school should be 3 years. I think that ninth grade should be moved from high school to middle school because ninth grade often repeats eighth grade material under the assumption most students are new to high school and aren't ready for the next level. High school could be more focused on college prep for 10 to 12th graders, and moving ninth grade better matches their average development stage. Edit, I live in the US and it seems like there is many different systems in the world, and in the world when it comes to this, I was talking about the elementary 1 through 5, middle 6 to 8, and high school 9 to 12 system. Okay. Um Middle school 4 years. Honestly, ninth grade is a very tricky year, right? It yeah, I mean ninth grade it's literally the start of high school. Obviously here, at least in the US, right? Or at least in, that's just the system here. Probably a bunch of other countries, but let's just keep it here in America because I don't know the other school systems around the world. But ninth grade, I mean, obviously it's the first year of high school. It feels very different, obviously, because it's your first year of high school. You're not upperclassmen in high school, but obviously if this was still a middle school year, this would be obviously one of the upper years of this would be the senior class of middle school, right? If that was ninth grade, and if it was 4 years of middle school and 3 years of high school. Yeah, I do think by 10th grade, that's when real high school starts, for sure. Yeah, like real high school really starts your sophomore year because your freshman year is still definitely mostly going through a bunch of middle school material. Like in ninth grade, a lot of my shit was kind of like a lot like my freshman year of high school. A lot of the material that I learned was definitely shit that I was learning about in middle school. Like, bro, in my English class, we were reading fucking Macbeth, and we were reading Romeo and Juliet, and I remember reading like certain passages or certain certain pages of it in fucking 7th grade and 6th grade. So there's certain things that you definitely just kind of relearn and review in ninth grade that just feels like it's just another year of middle school. This honestly low-key could make a lot of sense. This one could be pretty essential. And also, on top of that, ninth grade, your freshman in high school, your fucking immaturity is still so fucking low. I mean, the immaturity is so fucking high. You're basically still middle school. Bro, you couldn't possibly be more immature in ninth grade. So fittingly enough, middle school. I mean, bro, there's fucking freshmen. Bro, me as a freshman, how immature was I freshman year? So unbelievably fucking immature. Might as well put me in fucking middle school. The immaturity level is definitely middle school level. Once you're a sophomore and a junior in high school, for sure the maturity goes up, and you start to think a little bit more freely, and you start to realize, okay, let me stop fucking doing this. Let me not, do a bunch of the stupid, reckless shit. For the most part, obviously, there's still people that fucking graduate high school and they still do reckless shit when they're adults. But, for the most part, you learn, you adapt, you figure out that, hey, I can't get away with doing all of this all the time. Anywho, let's find another one. Okay, let's see about this. All right. People should stop trying to get people to open up. They will open up on their own. Worst kinds of people are the people who try to force it. Never understood my spouse won't open up forums. A lot of times the spouse didn't create a safe space for them to want to open up, or they keep begging or forcing the person. People usually will come around. One of the best ways is to be open is to be open yourself without expectation of them opening up. Eventually they will. You can't really force it. I mean, yeah. Like, bro, if I don't open it up, it's because I don't feel comfortable around you. To a certain extent, yeah. That's kind of like surface level though. Like, of course, like if you're not gonna tell me, that'll make me think you're not comfortable enough to tell me something important. But also, it's just some people feel like it's like it's like trying to tell somebody, oh, like they need help, like, oh, like, they need help. They got to stay off the drug. Like, you can always advise people. You could always give people advice and try to get them that help and give them resources and this and that. But it all depends on the person its own, like themselves. Like, they have to find like that belief. They have to find like that. They have to find that like bravery to like be able to open up and like speak on certain things and being able to like actually put it out there. They could feel comfortable around somebody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll feel very comfortable about expressing something that they don't really want to talk about, even if it's someone that they're comfortable with. Especially, I mean, definitely doesn't help when someone is just like, but come on, I'm your husband, I'm your spouse, I'm your wife. You can tell me anything. We're married. Like, don't. It's not as easy as just like, oh, we're married. I can tell you whatever. Blah 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 blah. If it was easier, mental health would be a lot easier to kind of connect with to more people. More people would be opening up, and more things would kind of start to fit the puzzle, and more things would start developing little by little. But eventually it has to be the person to do their part. You can force as much as you want, even though that's not going to really help at all. It all just really it just depends. It just relies on the person that wants to be able to open up for themselves. That's really all it is. Like, it comes from them. You can't just fucking force them to be like, please, I'm your wife, I'm your, you gotta tell me, or else this and that. Like, okay. The Rock owes something. Ooh, hold on. Okay. We're gonna end things off with a LeBron and Jordan opinion. Fuck it. We'll end it on this one. All right. Let's see. Okay. Perfect. LeBron and Jordan has the correct amount of MVPs. This notion that LeBron and Jordan deserve 10 plus MVPs is ridiculous. The 4 or 5 that they have is the correct amount. Now that I understand by the end of each year they've proven that there was the best, and they doesn't warrant a reverse engineering of saying that they were robbed of more. Jordan finished third in 93 behind Barkley and Hakeem. You can even argue Hakeem was the best player overall that season, especially how phenomenal he was on offense and defense, plus getting his team second in the West. D Rose got his team the best overall record in the NBA, while Noah and Boozer was out for a good chunk. Plus, Rose's team was significantly outplay LeBron team that year. Now, one big factor is that LeBron and Jordan would end up outplaying the MVPs in the postseason. Jordan fried Malone and Barkley in the finals. LeBron would have locked Rose in the East Finals, so I get it. Then you factor in voter fatigue, where basically someone is so great that we can't keep giving them the MVP every year. However, that doesn't mean Barkley didn't deserve his 93 or Malone in 97 or KD in 2014. It just means that we're looking at other players, and it's a great brand building that a LeBron or Jordan has a competitive peer group. Overall, the MVP is going down to the three guys, give or take. Very rare that a player winning unanimously. Now that I say they both got robbed of unanimous 96, Jordan and LeBron in 2000. Wait, Jordan didn't win MVP 96? Wow. Oh, it was Malone, right? It was Malone, right? That won in 96. Wait. I forgot. 96 NBA MVP. It was Jordan. Yeah. Wait, he won in 96. What the fuck? He won in 96. 97, it was Malone. Yes. And then he took it personal, and then we know what happens. But Yeah, and LeBron in 2013. Yes. But overall, they got the correct amount. Plus, their GOAT argument is their postseason play, anyways. Okay. So just to be, you know, um, just so we're aware, Michael Jordan, how many MVPs does he have? You may ask. Well, he has fucking how many? He has one, two, three, four, five. He has five MVPs, ladies and gentlemen. He has five MVPs. Um, and LeBron James has, I believe, four. Right? LeBron has four. Jordan has four MVP. LeBron has four MVPs, and Jordan has five. Just so we are on board with that. Anywho, um, so yeah, a lot of people think that they should have 10 or more because obviously these are the two best players in the world. But I do agree. The MVP it's a season based award. You know what I mean? Like, if they strictly were to give it to the best player in the world, but not necessarily the best player that season, LeBron would have won it more than four times. Same with Jordan. You know what I mean? They probably would have still given it to Jordan even the years where he didn't even play basketball. He was just playing fucking baseball. They probably would have given him, if it was really just to the best player consensus wise, LeBron and Jordan would have had way more than 4 and 5. But obviously it really just depends on the top three guys, or the top two best players that season, obviously where they take them in the seedings, if they're a top two team in the East or a top two team in the West, if they if there's certain players on the team that are injured and the star player is the one carrying most of the heavy lifting, and he's still able to take his team to good measures and take them to the playoffs and get far, whatever, blah 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 blah. It adds up for the MVP. Obviously, the playoffs doesn't matter for the MVP for the regular season, obviously, but yeah, it really just doesn't. It's really just the MVP is really just the most valuable player that season for the team. But it's not necessarily the best player in all of basketball all the time. Steph Curry won unanimous MVP in 2016. Was he the best player in 2016 in the NBA? LeBron was definitely better than Steph Curry in 2016 consensus wise. But did LeBron have a better season than Steph Curry in 2016? No, he did not. Steph Curry had a unanimous MVP season. The 1,000% easily deserved the MVP that year. But it wasn't over LeBron at an all-time rank. Or it wasn't even near as a top 10 or top 15 player, as a lot of people say that he is a top 10, top 15 player of all time now. So, yeah, if they deserve 10 plus more, and also, again, you mentioned voter fatigue, that definitely would have had to play a factor. You know what I mean? Like, they would, LeBron, again, for the 7th time in a row, like, oh my God, like, come on. It gets a little exhausting. The NBA wants a little bit of spice, too. They don't want to just give it to the same fucking dude, because then it just feels like only generational talents could win the award, because to be the best player for such a very long time, like LeBron has been and Jordan was too, it would be like no one would ever have a fair chance of winning the MVP. It's like, fucking Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley and fucking Karl Malone, they would have never had a chance to win MVP if it was strictly just because Jordan was playing in the league, because he was obviously better than all them niggas. Larry Bird would have never won anything. Like, it would have been frustrating for all the other NBA players, because it just would have felt like it was a Jordan or a LeBron MVP, or it was a Magic, award, or it was a Bill Russell award before then, or a Will Chamberlain, whatever the case may be. Now it just feels like a fucking Jokic award, because Jokic won the last two. He's won 3 MVPs. He's won the last 2 back to back, and he might win his 4th MVP and his 3rd straight in a couple weeks from now. So there's still a lot that could be, said and done there. But that was very interesting. Very interesting. I do agree. I think LeBron deserves maybe 6 though. maybe a couple more. 10 or more. Yeah, that's definitely overdoing it. Same with Jordan if he had 10 or more. But yeah, 4 or 5 is not a bad amount. I would have probably preferred 6, but still around there. Again, deservedly so. These are 2 of the best players of all time, so they're gonna get their fair share of MVPs. But just because these are the 2 best players in the world doesn't mean that they had the best season every single season, and they're not gonna just simply win the award because they're the best players at the time or they're the face of the league. Anyways, can we do one more? Actually, we'll just end it off here. We will end it off here. We will do another part next week, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys in a bit. Take care and peace out, my friends.